बहुत गर्मी है.
Hello world, this is Shruti Pandey, and today I have with me somebody who has seen me grow, who was introduced to me in my life by my first organization as a life coach. When kids like myself, back in 2011, leaving our homes for the first time to move to another state, not knowing what a corporate is, not knowing what a life coach is, she took us under her wings, under her arms, and literally looked after us like a mother, a grandmother, or whatever mother figure you might think of. Always donned an amazing orange dress, which is why I wanted to match it with her today. And I'm so happy that no matter what happened in life, and I parted ways from the organization. She has moved on to many, many more things in her life, but still we are in touch, and still she never ceases to inspire and amaze us. Thank you so much, Chaya ma'am, for giving me your time and gracing this platform.
Thank you, Shruti. It's so nice to see those bachis and bachas of Infosys coming up now, doing different things. I'm so happy you're doing this podcast. Okay, and I'm happy to be with you, sweetie. Happy to be
Thank you
with
so much. Thank you so much. So, can I ask you a couple of questions and we can get started into the podcast without wasting any of the time? So, can you help us understand why you wear an orange? You remember when all of us used to see you with an orange, half of the people would get filtered who would come to you have not come to you. And I was one of those who would sneak into your classrooms and attend it.
I used to, in the beginning only, I used to tell them that this is not representing any political party. It's not representing any religious group or anything. Right. It's just that I wanted to simplify my life and I decided to have a dress code. And I chose orange because orange is a color of energy. It's a color of knowledge. It's a color of, in a way, it's a color of spirituality. Yeah. So I thought this will give you what they call color therapy.
Wow.
I decided I'm going to wear orange. And it's now become my brand. I'm known as the Orange Lady. All over, amongst friends and people who meet me for a couple of times. First time, they don't realize that it's my regular color. But right. They see me in the same color and they ask me, how come I see you in the same color? I said, because that's my color. So in a way, it's become a brand.
Yeah, it is your color. And I remember even your bottle used to be orange. Even your...
Yeah, I told you now I've got my...
Yeah.
This is also orange.
Yeah, and I also remember not just about any, political or religious statements, but I remember very vividly you would also say that wearing an orange means that everybody can see me from a distance and they know that there is somebody like me. And in case they want to approach a life coach, they can come to me. And
because it was a huge campus.
Yeah.
And there were so many people walking around and they could spot me from afar. And I just because of the color that I wear.
Absolutely. And I just want to add here, I was telling this to my mother also earlier this evening, that do you remember how many phone calls you used to attend of our parents? Like each one of us would be like, ma'am, zara ghar pe baat kar lengi, so that they know we are okay. And you entertained even those small bickerings from all of us.
Actually, I remember one instance where a guy came and sat with me, and bato me, he told me that he doesn't get along with his father. He doesn't talk to him. So I said, Nikal phone apna. He said, Kyun ma'am? I said, ring up father. मैं क्या बात करूं? Ring up father na. Tell him that you're here and how housekeeping keeps your room clean, how there are so many food courts. बस ऐसी बात करो. जबरदस्ती उसने निकाला डैडी से 20 मिनट बात किया. He told me, ma'am, I didn't know it was so easy. I said, daddy से क्या ego यार? पैदा किया है, परवरिश किया है, यहाँ तक भेजा है आपको, उससे क्या आपको ego की बात? अभी ठीक हो गए ना? He said, ma'am, thank you. I've just repaired my relationship with him. So it was nice to be, and many of them, when their parents visited them in the campus, they would bring them to my place to introduce me, and some of them wanted to sit in my class, whether it was in a mind gym class or in the regular, you know, uh, in the upper hall class, they wanted to come and sit the parents.
Yeah.
So even now, they, and some of them have become Facebook friends, like your mom. She's
Yeah.
my Facebook friend now.
Yes.
Like, it is nice. It's so beautiful. It's my Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, huge family that I have.
Yes, absolutely. And it's not easy to take such a big family with you if it's not both ways. Like you mentioned, my mom being in your touch and you knowing about her, it's a equal give and take. And it doesn't mean give and take with respect to money or pride or ego,
No
but
way, nothing at
love,
all.
but just love and life.
Respect for each other, you know. I mean, I respect you all for all the tensions you went through, got through, yet learned coding and programming. It wasn't easy. Life wasn't easy. Like you said, you left your parents for the first time, you have left home and come, and you're in this huge facility where you had to make friends, new friends. It was tough for you all. And I appreciate all how you got through and you got your badge and you came with your tag. Black tag was a big thing. And you would come into my cabin and say, ma'am, take selfie with black tag. I said, you know, for me, it is an honor. Yeah, come on, selfie lady. So I have so many pictures of all youngsters who wore their black tag for the first time.
I still remember that office of the cubicle that was given to you, your office in that
It was
building.
an adda for some. They would call
Exactly.
it their adda, you know, because they would come, especially the teaching people there.
Yeah.
Those who had finished and joined E&R,
Yeah.
their cabins were opposite mine. So 6 baje mera nobody is there, they would all walking. Ye hamara adda hai. We used to play chess there. We used to chat about all kinds of things, get samosa from somewhere. Oh my God, life was so good there.
And
Life
you,
was good.
you always just mixed with all of us, it never felt like an age difference with you. It felt like, okay, she's just our buddy, she's just our pal.
Ah,
And
exactly.
so
Some
what?
of them would, I said, hey, मैं life coach हूँ यार. मेरे को मैम बुलाना, मेरे नाम से नहीं बुलाना मुझे.
Oh my God. Even that.
Yeah, that the first day, on the first day in the orientation program, I
Right.
said, my name is Chaya Srivatsa, but to you, I am CM, Chaya ma'am.
Yeah, I can't
Even
do
now they address me as CM or Chaya ma'am or whatever. So I was very pakka about that. I am दोस्त करेंगे पर दूरियां रखेंगे.
Yeah, you also taught them about setting boundaries, which is not
Yes.
something which people teach you. And I can't imagine calling you by your first name despite having known you for more than 10 years now. Oh my God. Yeah.
In fact, one of them I asked him, he called me, Chaya. I said, 1 minute, you have a grandmother? He said, हाँ, क्या है उसकी नाम? कमला. तू जाके grandmother को hello कमला करके बात करता है. He understood, He said, sorry, man.
Yeah.
It was great. It was really, of all my, what do you call it? Corporate career for 35 years, I've been in corporate life. Of all those, Infosys was the best. It was the best, only because I dealt with people like you who came from Sanskari families. Because you see, it's not that all thousands of them came to meet me.
Yeah.
Those who came to meet me came from Sanskari families. The rest of them ate Lay's chips and sat down here and there and, PDA karke, wo sab karke, Surely. So those who came for the mind gym or for my classes came from good families who brought their parents to meet me. Some of them, when they got married, they brought their wife. I remember Mangesh, when he got his little baby, garmi, unko leke aaya tha.
Wow. Suddenly
Yeah.
Suddenly you're making me feel a little sad because I never got my parents to the campus. And this is one of the things which my mother even, tells me now.
No,
"मैंने
you should
किसी
have
का
got
campus
them.
नहीं
Yeah.
देखा." So dad came to leave me and my brother visited once, but mom never came. And I didn't get married to let you meet my spouse or kid. But yeah, this
Yeah.
one thing is there with my mom. She's like, you never took me to Infosys. And,
You should have brought her.
we had financial crunches. And for me also,
Okay,
Infosys is
okay.
special because I was the only breadwinner for the first 4 years. So no matter how less the salary,
That's why hats off to you kids, yeah. Because many of you, some of the guys, I tell you, today they are doing so well. See, that's my, I'm going to call that off. They'll be wondering, why did she put it off? I'll go back to their chat later on. No, what I'm saying is, some of them, I tell you, they came, their parents were in what you call class 4. That means sweepers.
Mm,
Okay, that's the kind of job their parents had.
yeah.
But they would cut out the paisa to educate them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. One of them was a doorman in a 3-star hotel. मैंने पूछा आपका एम्बिशन क्या है? उसने बोला मेरी डैडी को एक 5-स्टार होटल पे खाने पे लेके जाना है ताकि वो डोरमैन उनके लिए दरवाजा खोलेगा.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
I
These
mean, now
things
he
mattered so
married,
much.
he's built a house, and he sent me the Grapravesh photographs and all. He still is in touch with me. All of them. One of them was going to marry an interfaith marriage. Okay, मेरे को फोन किया कि मैं क्या करूं, डैडी मम्मी को कैसे बोलूं.
What did you do?
I told him, शादी करने से पहले सोचा था कि नहीं? I mean, उनसे मुलाकात होने से पहले सोचा कि नहीं? आपको पता था उसका रेजिस्टेंस होगा, हिम्मत है तो करो.
Oh my
प्यार
God.
किया तो डरना क्या?
You really are a life coach in every sense, I mean,
He's
life
now
is
married. He's got a kid now. They're very happily married. So it's been a great experience that I've had with all of you. That's why you may say nice things about me, but I have many more nice things to say about you guys.
that is only your badappan, ma'am. That is only
नहीं
your
नहीं नहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं. Don't make me out to be some Mother Teresa or something like that. I am telling you the truth, sweetie, because I dealt with so many of you, over 25,000 of you
more
in
than
those
that.
10 years.
Yeah.
In those 10 years, no, those who interacted with me. There were many more, but those who interacted with me in the 10 years, either in my mind gym class or my other class, many may not have come on a one-to-one level,
Sure.
but they were there. And now I get messages on Facebook saying, I was in Infi when you were there, ma'am, but I never came to your class or met you. Now I need your help.
Wow.
Yeah. Can I talk to you? I said, sure. Why am I a life coach? I'm a coach forever, for life. So go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, life is life. I didn't predict growing up in a conservative house that I would be allowed to do a job and then, continue doing it for such a long time. And I would be supporting my family. It was not something I was brought up with that ideology, right? So even
Yeah.
doing that was a great deal for me. And like you said,
Have things improved now?
yeah,
Shruti?
things are better. Things are better. But
Brother must be working too, right?
yes, he's also working. Things are much better. But when I can so relate to the boys and the men who have to strive for the family because of that experience. Otherwise, I would have never known that how it happens. So
बदल रहे because many have only daughters.
yeah,
Daughters को पढ़ाते हैं, उसको परवरिश का ये देते हैं कि आपको भी you have a responsibility to take care of in our old age and all that. Daughters are doing a great job with it now. Seriously, they are doing very good with their parents, taking care of them so well.
Yes, we are trying our best. I'm just very grateful that, you know, my parents supported my education and let me become an engineer. And I still remember when my job was decided that I'll be going to Infosys, my dad was so sad because I have always been in Mumbai, and his only concern was how will she go to another place? How will she live without us? And I was like, why are you so sad? ऐसा लग रहा था जैसे कोई मर गया है. Everybody was happy except for him. And I still asked him, like, why did you think, why were you so sad? He's like, I couldn't understand how will you manage the world? How will you go out there and survive? And
But you see, parents shouldn't protect their children so much.
yeah.
They say, Ja, Simran, जी ले अपनी
Yeah,
जिंदगी. They say, Ja, Shruti, जी ले अपनी जिंदगी.
okay, so
That kind of.
not getting the spotlight on me, but understanding from you about the orange and life coach, I also want to get into, you know, you have been in the corporate for a long time and not getting into the age, but you were at a period where most women, I don't think so, were into corporate jobs. How was that experience? And do you think the corporate is becoming a little better place for women now, or is it getting worse?
You know, it was great when I was in corporate life. It wasn't like it's now, the way it is now. But one thing I must tell you is corporate life in my days were the old economy corporates.
Yeah.
Manufacturing units,
Right.
or, you know, not IT at all.
For sure.
IT has made a big difference
Mm.
because you are working for countries which have different time zones.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
उसके वजह से आपको रात का भी कॉल्स लेना पड़ता है, रात का भी शिफ्ट करना पड़ता है. हमें कुछ नहीं था. 9 to 5 was our work hours.
Yeah.
If they wanted to work for a longer time, it was up to them, choice tha.
Wow.
And I was always, I mean, I was a working mother, working wife, so I wouldn't stay beyond the time stipulated by my appointment letter. If it's at 9 to 5, 5 minutes past 5, I was out of the office.
Wow.
Because till that time, I stuck to whatever I was supposed to do, and no chatting around, fooling around.
Water cooler conversations, nothing of this.
बिल्कुल नहीं. In fact, some of them would come on my table and sit. I said, hey, 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 मैं
Oh,
काम कर रही हूँ. Lunch time बात करेंगे.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So they, because I was older, most of the time they were all younger,
Mhm.
and they learned a lot about time management, work ethics, काफी सीखे just by watching the way I was doing it.
Absolutely.
Not that I taught them anything. And they are still good friends of mine on Facebook. And this was in 80s. 80s.
Yeah. So, hearing from you, I understand life was better then.
Oh, so much better, Shruti, so much better. We didn't have this kind of competition. We did our work. It was appreciated. If it wasn't appreciated, we said, Jane do. We didn't get upset that koi hame, we patted our own back. Hey, good. You did a good job. Yeah, that's the way it was.
Right.
And I have worked in academics. I was a lecturer in a college for 10 years.
Yeah.
I went to an engineering company, which was a public limited company.
Yeah.
Where they made foundry molding machines and oil-fired gas, gas-fired boiler and things like that, of which I knew nothing. But I was a publicity manager there. And
Right.
my boss, who's the owner of the thing, he would be there. And from academics, I've come directly to corporate.
Mm.
Okay. So I learned on the job how I should behave, what should be my work ethic, everything I've learned from there. Then I went to an MNC, which was a direct marketing company, where the rest of them were all in their 20s and I was already 30 plus. Okay, I set up a department of advertising for them there.
Is this during the 90s or is it still late?
80s.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then after that, I joined a Taj group of hotels as an advertising consultant. So that was an interesting experience there. And Beach May, I was an independent journalist. I used to interview a lot of people. So I was an MC for shows, stage shows के लिए, product launch होते थे, big companies like John Wyatt and Onida and Philips and companies like that. उनका product launch होते थे ना,
Right.
5-star hotels में. They
Right.
would call me to MC the whole thing. And those days, MC never dressed up with skimpy dresses and yeah, I went in my sari, yeah.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah, तिलक लगा के साड़ी पहन के बाल में फूल चढ़ा के जाती थी मैं, एकदम घरेलू नारी जैसे.
Wow.
And no screaming, hello, welcome to, ऐसा कुछ नहीं था. एकदम माइक है, माइक में जितना बात करना है उतना ही बात करो. What they call measured tones, it's called, you know.
Yes.
So even MCing was a different kind of thing at that time.
Yes.
And I've MC'd international conferences, both in Bombay, in Bangalore. I've done arangetrams of Bharatanatyam dances. I've done one in Rutgers University also for 2 students from there. So you see, there is no, what shall I say, training in any of these things.
Yeah.
जैसे आया वैसे किया, अपना ही स्टाइल बनाया.
Right.
There were no role models from whom I could take. Okay, ऐसा करना है वैसे करना है.
Correct.
कोई सिखाने वाले नहीं था.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I learned it there and say, okay, this audience, इस तरफ बात करनी है मुझे, इस तरफ ड्रेस करनी है मुझे.
Yeah.
So that was that, and then we came to Bangalore. My husband got transferred to Visakhapatnam. When he got transferred there, I was also modeling quite a bit there in Bombay for products, okay, print media में. And कभी-कभी those days television नहीं होता था, big screen में आता था, theaters में. The ad would be on the big screen, 70 mm screen. You saw yourself sitting there and oh, okay.
And after that, maybe the Madhuri Dixit and the Juhi Chawlas would come on the screen. No,
They
unka
were
to
not even
bahut baad
thought
mein.
of. They were not even thought of at that time.
Oh yes.
Juhi Chawla was there. Juhi Chawla was there because her mother was working she was an executive in Taj Hotels.
Oh.
I met Juhi at that time because I was working in the Taj, this thing. She was waiting for her mom. So she had to come to the table where I was sitting. तो आके बैठी थी.
Right.
So chit chat ho gaya and all that, you know. She said, oh, the mom is always working very hard and all that. Her mom actually died in a car accident later when she went abroad or whatever, you know. Yeah, that was very unfortunate. So what I'm saying is, it was so informal. It was so informal. I would go knock and go into the vice president's office. Lady, she was a vice president of the entire Taj group.
Right.
Okay, I would just knock and go into her office. Abhi hota hai aise? Everything is like airport security.
Yeah.
When I had to write for magazines, I could just walk into the editor's office. Open, may I come in? Like all the students do now.
Right.
May I come in, sir? And then, yeah, come on. Kya idea लाई ho? I would tell them, yeah, I want to write about this. Okay, when will you give it to me? Day after tomorrow? All right, 12 o'clock. Yes, finished. Aajkal, you can't go into any publication office without a pass and Aadhaar card and PAN card, whole lot of things.
Right. Did you also ever face any gender bias issues that you hear from your students and kids now?
Please. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं था यार. We
See?
were all just buddies. good friends. We used to party together. And I mean, कुछ भी नहीं था ऐसा, सोच भी नहीं सकते थे.
So it was
But
never
as a
like
journal,
Agni is better than a aurat or no biases like that ever.
बिल्कुल नहीं, because in advertising there were top women in creative field, in account management field, and all that. They were all, in fact, in market research and all that. They were icons.
Wow.
मैंने काफी सीखा उनसे. Okay, and the guys would be informal. They would tell me, "Hey, come and have lunch with me." Then I would tell them, "Okay, lunch, and that's it." They would understand. They would understand. And they would give me flowers. I would go for lunch with them. Okay, but that's it. इससे ज्यादा कुछ भी नहीं, पूछते भी नहीं थे.
Oh,
And
God.
I was young. I was 30, 35 years younger.
Oh, God.
कुछ भी हो सकता था ना. Like Anu, what his name? That actor, Anu.
Anupam.
What's his name?
Anupam.
Anupam के कुछ भी हो सकता है. His program is called
Oh,
कुछ भी
yes.
हो सकता है.
Right. Yeah. कुछ भी हो
Yeah.
सकता.
So I used to go till 7:30, 8 o'clock in the evening to interview, because some of the people I interviewed were successful people. They had no time during the day.
Yeah.
And they would call me to the coffee shop in either an Oberoi or Taj or whatever it is.
Right.
And I would go and finish at what, 8:39 and go back home.
Did you
कभी
ever?
डर नहीं लगता था. बिल्कुल नहीं डर लगता था.
And
Either with them,
and was your
either with them. Sorry.
was your family or your husband supportive of this? Did he ever feel like, oh, why are you doing this? Why do you want
My
to?
husband, his friends would ask him, "Aren't you worried about Chaya?" He said, "No, I'm worried about anybody who does anything to her."
Wow, that's new.
Yeah, he said, "She can take care of herself. Why should I worry?"
Oh God. And let me ask you one crazy question. Did you ever, worry about the fact, oh my God, आज house help नहीं आई है, कैसे manage होगा, बच्चे कैसे manage होंगे? Was that ever a case? At least in Mumbai?
You know something? We used to have one thing is the Navy gave us servants' quarters with our house.
Ah, okay.
We had a live-in servant. But वो भी छुट्टी पे जाती थी ना.
Sure.
3 महीने की बच्चा होता है करके चली जाती थी.
Okay.
And we had huge 3-bedroom houses there. We were in Colaba, right
Yeah.
in front of Taj Hotel.
I know.
Dhanraj Mahal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the name of that. It was Dhanraj ki uska palace tha wo.
Correct.
We had Italian bathtubs in our bathroom.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, and during monsoon, right from kitchen to the front door, I would do my morning walk there. Long corridor.
Because it's
Can
so
you imagine
long.
a house like that in Mumbai?
No.
Yeah. And when the buy doesn't come, chalo boys, my boys, they would help me do jhadu, pocha, roti, sikna. My son tells me, my mom raised me to be a good housewife. That's why I'm a bad husband.
No, I'm pretty sure he's a very good husband too, because
Yes.
we have seen through your lenses, through your interactions, how amazingly well you have raised your two boys. Like, be it their education, be it how they are behaving with their wives, how they're raising their kids to
Children.
donation drive, the organ
They
donation.
have raised their children very well. Very well. My grandchildren are the most well-behaved kids for their age, very, very. And that's hats off to my boys. And they tell me, Mom, we've raised them the way you raised us.
Yeah. The fruit doesn't fall far from tree, right? As they say.
Kind of. But it's not been easy to juggle your job. But having an in-house maid was a big help. I want to give a lot of thanks. I had 3 maids, all with a flowery name.
Okay.
Shevanti, Lily, and Jasmine.
Really flowery names.
Yeah, very flowery names. And when Jasmine, that was the last maid I had, Jasmine came and told me, "Mem saab, main pet mein hu."
Oh, okay.
So I went and told my husband, I said, shall we buy a washing machine? So at that time, 80s में washing machine का नामो निशान नहीं था.
Correct.
They are never manufactured, no?
Correct.
Washing machine नहीं था.
Huh.
He said, what do you want washing machine for? Because Jasmine is expecting a baby. So I said, if she's expecting a baby, why do you want a washing machine? I said, because when the boys come, they'll bring their jeans and everything from their hostel to wash. Now, मुझे नहीं कर सकती हूँ मैं. तो इसके लिए मुझे washing machine की जरूरत है.
And
We went and bought it in the number 2 market, yeah, Hitachi ka 6,000 rupees में twin tub का washing machine. It lasted me till my husband passed away. 25 years it lasted me. Never had any problem with it. I gifted it to my driver.
I don't
We
know what
lived
to
in those
say.
zamana, yeah. We lived in that zamana.
Seriously, I don't know what to say. I think अगर lucky बोलूंगी तो गलत ना हो जाए, but the fact that you knew how to set boundaries. There was a time where you could walk into the offices, talk to your seniors, and get your work done without any shenanigans that we face these days, like mansplaining, gender biasing,
I
glass
never knew what
ceilings.
mansplaining was. ये क्या है? A friend of mine used it, young friend. I said, what does it mean, yeah? मुझे काफी English जानती हूँ मैं. ये नहीं सुना है मैंने. She explained to me, and gaslighting.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
gaslighting.
All these are new words. कभी था नहीं वो.
Toxic workplace, it's actually from that many other things are coming. Covert narcissism and gaslighting. Yeah, burnout. Covert,
Burnout, I know.
covert narcissist.
What's that?
So you're a narcissist, but have you seen that movie Arya 2? Allu Arjun wala movie?
Nah.
It's been a long while where he would basically lie to everybody to be in the office, and then Kajal Agarwal basically knows that he's actually lying. If you would have seen that Telugu movie Arya 2, so it's
Oh,
basically
Telugu and all I don't watch.
so it's
I
basically
don't watch.
so covert narcissist is also like the one who basically gets
Covert,
into
not ever, not overt, but covert narcissist.
covert, yeah,
COVERT.
yes.
हाँ, okay. देखा, ये सब पता ही नहीं था हमारे ज़माने
हमें
में.
भी नहीं पता था मैम, बर्नआउट भी नहीं पता था. This is all the blessings.
See, burnout is what is happening to you guys.
This is all the blessings from the West that we get to know. Oh, Shruti, this is a burnout. Oh, XYZ, this is a burnout. And we're like, what the heck is burnout? We've been working for all this years and we suffered for something like that. But, from the way things have come very far with respect to workplace shift, with respect to the IT boom, suddenly a toxic work culture aa gaya, hustle culture aa gaya. There is no end to things. And I feel like hearing your story in detail today once again, it makes me feel कि वो time पे ज़्यादा advanced थे हम लोग. Suddenly we are just going backwards.
Regressive हो रहा है.
Yeah, with this unnecessary competition, what are we achieving? Nothing.
And there was nothing called pink slip and all that at that time. You got a job, you quit when you wanted to quit. Nobody sent you out. I mean, unless you were totally useless. But at that time, nobody was useless.
Yeah.
Because everybody came to work because they wanted to work.
Yeah.
Some came because they had to work. Yeah. And some came because they had the talent to use. So कुछ जायज reasons.
Right.
And we all studied what we wanted to study. आजकल all engineering college में क्यों डैडी बोला मम्मी बोला डैडी बोला मम्मी बोला भर्ती हो रहे हैं. Yeah, they don't want to be engineers. They want to be something else.
Right.
Our parents never interfered in our choice of career or subjects you wanted to do. My father, being a doctor, and I'm the eldest daughter, he wanted me to take up, he said, okay, medicine, you're not interested, take a science subject. So I said, Pa, I'll take home science. I thought they'll teach you how to make lime rice. And So Mount Carmel College में, and then Daddy went off to Columbia University. He had to go there to do a course. So he went away. He put
Right.
me in the hostel in Mount Carmel College, Bangalore, and
Wow.
then मैं 4-5 दिन क्लास में बैठी, ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री, इनऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री, बॉटनी, जुओलॉजी, ये ड्राइंग करो, वो ड्राइंग करो.
Right.
मैंने सोचा ये क्या, कहाँ फंस गई मैं.
Yeah, my mother has done home science, so I know.
I went straight to Mother Antoinette. At that time, Mother was the principal of the, now it's all sister, reverend and all that.
Right.
That time she was, I said, Mother, I can't do this, Mother, please, can I change mine?
Right.
Did you ask your father, child? I said, my father's not sitting in the class, no, Mother. I have to sit there. What do you want to take, child? I said, I want to take arts, because there was no commerce at that time. Not that I would have taken it anyway. I was bad at math. So then she said, okay, you can take history, economics, and logic. It's called hell. So I said, okay. I went and sat in the HEL class. And believe me, that 1 year in pre-university where I studied logic, that has shaped my entire thinking in life. I'm a very logical person.
You are. You are.
Extremely pragmatic, very practical. That is what I learned doing that subject.
Right. On that note, I want to stop here and take a pause before we wrap this session up. So we'll be right back.